purity and cleanliness. How we can clean something. How we can clean our thought. How we can clean water. How we can clean apples. How we can clean flowers. There are different methods to clean. So same way how we can clean our intellect, our buddhi, our mind. That process called Saraswati Pooja. Saraswati means goddess of knowledge. One is a divine that in the universe we call the Saraswati, and one represents in our mind we call the buddhi. We call the intellect, we call the mind. Do you think our mind gets dirty or not? Our minds get dirty? How? Through chocolates? Candies? Yes. When we take bath, then the mind gets...
He said when we think bad.
Think bad, yes. When we think bad, who thinks bad? Mind thinks bad. Yes, mind gets dirty too. And he is right. Through thinking. Do you think when we can play the games, the minds get dirty or enlightened? Whatever we can see, whatever we can hear, whatever we can touch, all these the objects, all our senses make mind dirty. If mind is dirty, then what will happen? Mind will get confused, less clarity. So how we can clean that one? Which soap we can use? Positive sound vibrations. Sound. How many you know the sound? Raise your hand. Sound. When mom and dad yells, that makes mind dirty or clear? And when you yell, then mind gets dirty or clean? So the sound vibrations are medium to clean or make dirty. If you can hear positive things, good things, mind thinks positive, and if you hear the bad things, mind get dirty. So what is the medium in the Hinduism, in religion? Hear the positive sound vibration. As we were saying the Om Aim Saraswati Namaha, Om Aing Saraswati Namaha. If we can repeat several times, that sound will go into the mind. If sound cleans the mind, then why we need the image? Because our mind understands better through images than the words. If we can see one picture and 1,000 words, where we can get a better understanding? Through the picture or through the words?
Pictures.
Through the pictures. Because this is our mind's capacity. So whatever we are doing, we are trying to purify our mind through sound vibrations. Sound vibrations are real or fake? How many you are in high school or university student? Raise your hands. Yes, this question for you. Sound vibrations are real or fake? Both. Which sound vibrations are real, which are fake? If they are both. Any idea? When your girlfriend says something, that is real or fake? When parents say something, that is real or fake? If parents are saying something that is real, or girlfriend is saying something real? No answer? Sound vibrations connects through emotions. If your concentration is there, the sound vibrations will be real. If just only for the manners we are doing, then that sound vibration is not going to impact. That's why many times we say Om Aing Saraswati Nama Ram Ram Krishna Krishna Radhe Syam Sita Ram, but the connection is not through the feeling, through the emotions. As we say sorry and thank you in 24 hours, all the sorry and thank you are real or fake?
Fake.
High school students, all the sorry and thank you are real or fake? Say loudly. Real or fake?
Fake.
See, they become high school students. So the same way, if we can do the puja things like the sorry and thank you way without connection, that will become rituals, not puja. We can do the rituals without mental concern, without emotions. And we can say we did the puja. But if you want really purify your energy, then we have to put our emotions, concentrations, feelings. Then the sound vibrations will start purifying our mental energy. There are 5 procedures, 5 steps in every puja. The first sound vibration we call the Swasti Vachan. What sound vibrations do? Inspire the desires. Sound inspire the desires. If we are hearing positive sound, positive desires, negative sound, negative desires. What we are doing in advertisement business. Sound and color together is creating the thousands of wanted and unwanted desires in our mind. So purpose of sound is inspire the desires or invoke the desires. If we are hearing the bad sound, so what happens? The bad desires, bad thinking. Positive sound vibrations, positive desires. That's why the first puja process called the swasti vachan and second step called the sankalp. Sang means proper, kalp means desire. What the purpose of desire? As the purpose of sound was to inspire the desires, purpose of desire is to satisfy body and mind. If our desire is satisfying our body and mind, that becomes obstacles remover. If our own desire is not satisfying our body and mind, that becomes obstacles creator. Who creates obstacles? High school student. We are someone else.
Yourself.
Who creates obstacles?
Myself.
Ourselves. Not mummy daddy. If our own desires are satisfying our body and mind, our own desires becomes obstacles remover. If that desire is not satisfying body and mind, that becomes obstacles creator. When sound becomes desire, it's surrounded by the four things: time, place, genetics, and your own hard work. If your desire is supported by time, place, hard work, and your genetics, then the desires will fulfill. If time is not supporting, place is not supporting, your hard work is not supporting, and your genes are not supporting, then desires is not going to fulfill. And that's why we want something, we wish something, but all the wishes, wants, desires are not going fulfilled. Because time, place, hard work, and genetics are not supporting our desires. So second process of the puja called the sankalp. The third, Ganesh and Ambika puja. The purpose of desire to satisfy body and mind. Thus three levels: sound vibrations management, desires management, and the satisfaction from the desires. Then the fourth level called the Kalash. Ka means happiness. Las means fulfilled. On the top of Kalash we use the coconut. Coconut name in Sanskrit language called the Shri Phal. Did you heard the Sanskrit word? Sanskrit. High school students. Sanskrit is the oldest language in the world. And origin of that language is where? In United States? Where? In India. Do you know who created, who gives the zero to the world? Surgery, first time, even head surgery. So that whatever the mantras we are chanting, that is Sanskrit language. Why we cannot translate or chant those mantras in English? Because of the vibrations. In Sanskrit language, there is 100% full of the vibrations. Then others. In English, if we can say 10 lines, then we have the 1 line's vibrations. And in Sanskrit, so 1 word full of vibrations. Because their pronunciation, with the vowel and consonant together, there is no any silent words, full. If we are saying Om Aing Saraswati Nama, if you want to measure, we can measure the how many vibrations we are creating. If you can go in the Space Science Center here, they have all these measurements about the sound vibrations. So all the mantras are in Sanskrit language. So Sanskrit is older or English is older? Sanskrit is older or Hindi is older? Do you know how many words we have direct from Sanskrit into English? Do is a Sanskrit word. Same meaning. As we are saying what we are doing. Nahi nahi rakshati do. Kriya karne. Do means karna. Sweat. Sanskrit word. Parameter, Sanskrit word. Mother, Sanskrit word. Father, Sanskrit word. Look, Sanskrit word. More than 200, 300, 400 words direct from, near, from Sanskrit to English. And if you can ask your teachers, they can say the Indo-European language. They cannot say direct from Sanskrit. So the Sanskrit name for coconut is called the Shri Phal. Shri Phal. Shri means wealth. What is the fruit of wealth? Happiness or unhappiness? Fruit of wealth is happiness. Because everybody wants wealth, everybody wants money. For the high school students, all the wealthies are happy in the world. So if I am saying the fruit of wealth is happiness, so all the wealthy should be happy. But they are not. That's why we tie the coconut with the red thread. These are our limitations, boundaries. If we can spend our wealth within limit, within boundary, then higher chances are our wealth can create happiness. If we have no limitations, no boundaries, then no guarantee. Same wealth can give us unhappiness too. The fifth process called the Navagrah Shanti. In which store we get the happiness? Do you know any store where we get the happiness? Do they sell happiness in the market? No? So how we get happiness? We catch happiness through our senses, through eyes, ears, nose, tongue, all our senses are catch happiness from different sources.